Hi, I'm Patrice. This is Gill. We're back again. If you don't know us, if you do, welcome to the circus show.
Circus show.
You take no offense to that? Never mind.
No offense.
Okay, so we're going to talk today about how we work together and still manage to like each other most of the time. Would you say that that's a fair assessment?
What did you say? Okay, so I really want to tell you guys that how we're maintaining to make this reasonable. We having a lot of fun. We having a lot of fun. If you were able to see everything around us, you would see how much fun we're having here.
Fun. This is true.
Okay.
Due to this fact, we spend an awful lot of time together. And for some, that may be even too much time. But for us, we feel that it's just right. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't come with its own set of challenges. Nachon?
Yes, absolutely. We have our own set of challenges, but challenges are a good thing. We love challenges. And why we love challenges? Because we can grow with challenges.
Why do we choose to work together? I mean, we could choose not to work together. We could work separately, do different things.
I really like to work with my wife. This is the truth.
Before we were together, we both worked independently. So we know how to work independently on our own. And we kind of just brought our forces together. And we have complementary skills. We don't have the same skill sets. We have skill sets that fills in the other's holes, right?
Yeah, we just complete each other. And it's that's the truth. We are really completing each other. She have her set of skills, I have my own set of skills, and together we make it work.
Me coming from a production background and doing a lot of paperwork and organizing and sort of managing teams and whatnot, and you coming from the entrepreneur side of things and bringing these two qualities together. Here's a good question. Do we like working together?
The truth is, okay.
The truth.
I love to work with my wife. That's the truth. I really love to work with my wife. Why? Because learning to work with your wife and learning to overcome your own self really help for your connection.
I can certainly add to that. It certainly makes things spicy. I mean, there's a lot of, you have challenges in your relationship, you have challenges with your children, then you have challenges in your work, and you have to figure out how to manage all these challenges.
Yep.
Many times all at the same time. On hard days, you really have to kind of just like take a step back and like take a breath and look at things. You come back to the why of what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? Because there's always going to be hard days, even when you go out to a regular job, if you're running your own business on your own, whatever you're doing, there are hard days, and you have to look at your why. That's what I find.
Right.
In order to, when those hard days come, you have to keep your eye on that goal, so that the hard day doesn't derail what the outcome that we're going for is.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing, is like we need to focus on us as a whole and not focus on me as the whole. When you take yourself out of the picture and you put us, then it's workable. It's like you're working for the same team. You not work for, this is you and this is her. This is us.
Which brings us to our sponsor, BetterHelp. We have certainly had our fair share of tough times. And there have been times where we just couldn't seem to understand each other.
There were times that we couldn't understand. It was, just an hour ago, no?
Yeah, which caused major communication issues. And yet we got through it. But we didn't do it alone. We got help. By having a professional work with us and be a mirror for us, they were able to better help us understand each other's perspective. To have learned to hear each other, but to really hear each other, has been such a great help. Being better at communicating has been so helpful in being able to build a business together. We had so much trouble talking about things that we disagreed on that it got in the way of everything. It's still a lot of hard work today, but we have many more tools to help us work through the challenges. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. You go to their site, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can use our link, betterhelp.com/totallyintegratedfamily. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video, messaging, however is most comfortable for you. It's the easiest possible way to start talking with a therapist. You'll be matched with a therapist, usually within 48 hours, so you can get started fast.
Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist that can better support you.
All from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/totallyintegratedfamily
Or choose Totally Integrated Family at sign up.
to enjoy a special discount on your first month. Here's a fun question. Any reason we shouldn't work together?
I cannot imagine not working with you anymore.
Right. Well, we do have very, very, very different personalities.
We do. We're like water, like we are water and fire, or, you know, like we are complete opposite.
Day and night, night and day.
Night and day, day and night.
Yeah, we definitely have different personalities, different working styles, and different like modes of communication. Like the way in which we communicate
Are very different.
very different.
I can be very, very fiery and all.
Some might even call you abrasive. No, not the wrong
that word?
Abrasive, like sandpaper. Sandpaper is abrasive.
I don't know that, but I'm very direct. I can be. I like.
Which is great.
I say what I think.
Yeah, and I also say what I think, generally speaking, but I have a much thicker filter, I would say. Thicker filter between my brain and my mouth. So every thought that comes into my head does not necessarily pop out of my mouth. And so I think I will withhold more for longer or just find other ways of going about things, perhaps. There are ways in which that works very well, and there are ways in which that doesn't work well at all, and there's the time for absolute directness, right? And there's the time for some filtration. And so that's what I think finding that balance between us has been crucial to making this work.
It opens a new, like a Pandora box. Mm-hmm. That's what you said.
Pandora's box? Yes.
Pandora's box. Because what is love? If you really understand what love's, the word, what is
love?
If you understand what is
Love! Baby, no. No, okay.
So if you understand what is love, you know that love is not about how I feel, but love is more about what I do for you. Because if I love you, it's like a mother to a child, right? She doesn't wait for the child to do anything for her, but she's doing everything for the child, and this is how it goes. Kind of for the rest of their life, even in their grown-up stage, still a mother have the same like strong sensation for her child.
So for you,
For me,
I'll answer too. What was the transition like? How did you find the transition going from working by yourself to us working together?
so for me it was more technical, but of course over time it became my heart. Stop becoming very you and I. It becomes more about the family. It stops being you. It's changing your qualities from being very selfish. You put your family first and you love it. Yeah, there you go. You put your family first and you love it. That becomes your life.
So would you say that was the hardest thing about like working together, like finding that that new space?
You need to start feeling the connection between you, feeling that this is your family and you do everything to build and support this family, and you're willing and ready to invest everything that needed in order for the family to be successful.
So it sounds like a very similar to the transition from going to being from single to married.
Yes, in a way, it's yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Like, and then finding that space for each other's differences.
When you do things and you think about your other half or about your kids, in the process of thought, you put them first. This is where you see that things are kind of changing internally, that the way you think, the way you operate internally, it's runs through the family first. You need to be healthy in order to provide for the family. It's like an airplane, you know, like first you need to put the mask on you and then on your kid, so you as the provider or the caregiver will be able to take care of him. You put on yourself first, then you're available to take care of him. So I think that this is the main focus shift. I put them first and I love it.
What have you learned about yourself, and what have I learned about myself from working with you, and what have you learned about yourself from working with me?
The truth is, when you work with someone else, then you need to leave room for that someone else. If it's going to be just you, it's like, so I really learned that I need to keep space for other opinions. That's one of the biggest things that I had to learn, and not just to keep space, but to make it as my space. That there is no you anymore. And this is what I don't want to say. Right. I don't want to say that there is no you anymore. I want to say that there is no you anymore. There is you in the greatest sense of the word. There is you, which is a man, a family. It's really your legacy.
I learned about myself. There was nothing, I didn't need to change. I was perfect.
No, but it's true. That's what you said. It's really true.
No, there's actually a lot I learned. So I'm trying to like pick one thing, actually. Being able to keep going in spite of what I'm feeling. Like if I'm annoyed with you, for example, which like never happens, but just let's just say I'm feeling annoyed with you, that it doesn't stop me from doing the work that needs to get done, because in spite of my feelings, that, you know, keep the work moving forward. What is the best thing about working together?
The best thing that I can spend the whole day with you. We can do a lot of things. I mean, we have that freedom to be our own bosses.
Yeah, the flexibility is definitely a bonus. Being your boss, that's a lot of fun. Oh wait, are you my boss?
Yeah.
Am I your boss?
Yeah. You're my boss.
No, I'd say we're definitely equal partners, but
absolutely.
If this is the boss that I have, then I think I'm doing okay. For our final question, if you could change anything in our working relationship, what would it be?
Well, the truth is, I wouldn't say anything to change, because if I will say that if there is one thing that I would want to change in you, that would be a great mistake, because then I'm kind of erasing everything that we built so far. Because I think that all those little things that, let's say, that I had a hard time with, I learned that helped me to be the better man that I am for my family.
And I don't think I would change anything. I would just hope that we continue to grow.
You know, that the truth is that when she said it, it's like, because the most important thing, and that if I kind of pray every night before I go to bed, and like how I want to wake up next morning is like to be able to wake up the next morning and to be able to continue the great work that I do.
Well, you made it to the end with us. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you. We hope you found this enjoyable and encouraging and maybe helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you did enjoy it, we hope you'll give us a thumbs up. And if you enjoy our content, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you with us. Until next, please subscribe. We'd love to have you along with us.
You already know. You need to do it again.